Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is your guide Olena from Ukraine, as promised, with the updated information about corona situation in Ukraine. And as promised, Ukraine is in the yellow zone. So the governmental commission today have decided that Ukraine will shift from the green zone to the yellow zone on the 23rd of September. That will be on Thursday. And let me tell you, what does it mean for you and for us, these new regulations. So first of all, for you guys who travel to Ukraine, nothing really is going to change because the entry rules remain the same and there are no plans at all to change anything. So as before, if you are fully vaccinated, you can enter without any problems. So you need to present two documents basically at the border when you come to Ukraine. The first one, that will be the travel insurance that would cover your COVID treatment, possible treatment from COVID in Ukraine, and that covers all of your stay. You can buy it online, the link is in the description. That's the first document. And the second document, that will be a vaccination certificate. If you have it, just these two documents and you enter. Certificate should be in English and vaccine should be approved by the World Health Organization. If you're not vaccinated, well, it's a bit more complicated, but still possible. So you should present an express test or PCR test result that was done less than 72 hours before you come to Ukraine. And you have to download upon arrival a mobile application Divdoma, basically to self-isolate. But you are given 72 hours before that self-isolation to pass a test in Ukraine. And if you are negative, you don't have to isolate. Automatically you are released from this program. Well, quite manageable, right? So it's possible. Okay, in the very details, I have all that information in that video, and as well you can find the link in the description and in the comments. Okay, and in general I'll always put some useful information and links in the description of my videos. Okay, so now about the yellow zone. What does it change for Ukrainians, for everybody in Ukraine? That's change of the color. So, well, not to forget anything, I will take a look point by point, right? Step by step. So these changes are not really dramatic, so not really serious, but still you have to be aware. So first of all, schools and different educational centers are affected, like universities, institutes and everything else, because they are not allowed to work if less than 80% of staff is vaccinated, at least once. So if less than 80% of staff is vaccinated, in this case, the schools, they need to go online. That includes language schools and institutes and universities and everything. The only exception, these are kindergartens and primary school. Now the restaurants. The restaurants are allowed to work. There are no new time limits or whatever, but there should be not more than 4 people at the table. Kids are not included, they don't count children. And there should be 1.5 meters of distance between the tables. Well, like this. As before, wearing masks is required inside of the public places like public transport, grocery stores, supermarkets, and it is not required outside in the street, and like kindly asking people to keep distance 1.5 meters. Honestly, keeping distance is not really followed in Ukraine. As for the masks, like it depends. In Kyiv, for example, mostly people do wear masks in supermarkets or transport, but mostly people put the mask, wear it under their noses. Yeah, like just we are told to wear it, so we do. But if you go somewhere to Odessa, for example, like we've been there in the summer, and nobody really cares. Like nobody really puts on a mask in the public transport. For you just to be aware of that fact. What else? Different cinemas, for example, and entertainment centers. There are some requirements how much seats can be occupied, like 50% or 2/3 of the seats. And for example, different fitness clubs, gyms, what else? swimming pools and different entertainment centers. So there are limits how much square meters per person should be provided for the visitors, yes? But those limits do not work, they are not required if at least 80% of staff is vaccinated and if all the visitors are vaccinated, or if these visitors can present a test result, PCR test result or express test result, that is at least 72 hours old, not more. So still not on the, I'm glad to hear that, because before in the forecast they said that only vaccinated people like will be allowed to go to these places without any limitations, but now we can see that you can, like, you are not required to be really vaccinated, you like can do the test. It's not like I'm strictly against vaccines. I'm not like aggressively anti-vaccines, but I just think it's reasonable to give people, you know, a chance to decide, do they want to be vaccinated or not. Like in my case, for example, as I am 9 months pregnant, I prefer, you know, to wait a little bit and not vaccinate myself right now while I am pregnant. Now, what else? Yeah, basically, so if 80% of staff is vaccinated and all visitors are vaccinated or can prove that they don't have COVID, in this case, like, all the places work with no limitations. Okay, so if you come to Ukraine, you will still be able to visit nightclubs and concerts and to go to museums, to the cinema, or whatsoever. Now about statistics, corona situation. Well, it's basically getting worse, really. So in the last week, the amount of people who got ill, it raised by 68%, and who were hospitalized raised by 51%. And the authorities, they emphasize that 98% of people who are hospitalized, they are not vaccinated. Guys, I just have to show you that car which is parked in my backyard. Look. And you know what? It's still driving. It's not parked here forever. It's still driving. Look. This is insurance. Like this. Well, at the same time, amount of people who are vaccinated is rising. About 5%. Now 10% of people are vaccinated. Maybe if you compare this number to some European countries, it's not a lot, but for Ukraine, that's quite a progress, this percent of people. And basically, what can I say? They prolonged the adaptive quarantine till 31st of December. So it's a long situation. We still don't see the end of this pandemic and regulations in Ukraine. Last week, 1 week ago, there were some new regulations that the government have decided, you know, to put for the green zone, yellow zone, orange zone, and the red zone. And I explained that in details in that video. You can watch it. And what else has changed? It's like, if you watch that video that I filmed 1 week ago, you can see how much colder it is now in Ukraine. 1 week ago it was so sunny and warm and nice bright blue sky. Now the sky is gray, it's cold, quite cold. I put my hat on because I'm cold. And it looks like the weather like this will remain the next month approximately. So about like 10 degrees in the daytime in Kyiv, and it's raining almost every day a little bit. Well, it's autumn time, typical weather for autumn in Ukraine. It's still not golden autumn, still the trees are mostly green. And maybe in October we will have some golden days with the sun that will be warm, with some yellow-red leaves on the trees, and that will be a very beautiful and nice season. Now regarding maybe my personal situation, as I know some of you worry for me, like because why I don't know, maybe you love me. Well, today we have officially registered in the maternity house, in the hospital, for giving birth, basically in the nearest maternity hospital, just to make sure that we are fully prepared. They gave us a list of different medications and other stuff we need to take with us to the house. Everything is ready, and basically we are waiting for a new member of our team, for a baby to arrive at any day soon. It can happen today, or it can happen in 1 month. So during 1 month it's going to happen. I hope it will happen soon, because I'm like quite tired, quite heavy. And another problem, like I'm wearing my husband's jacket and there is not enough of space left. So I don't think in 1 month I will fit into that jacket, but it's not a big problem anyway. Well, okay guys, thank you for your attention. I hope that video was useful. Have a nice day. Hello from Ukraine. Goodbye.